that we need a presidential jet, a new presidential jet. What do you say?
Let me serve notice that we on the NDC side in Parliament, we have discussed extensively amongst ourselves. We are not going to support this purchase, the purchase of a new aircraft.
And to lay up Adom Otchere of Metro TV, good evening Ghana show host. Odi Ahenkan of Peace FM. Omo abechiro madwene. Af Mahama is what too quiet. Oko Japan and Singapore. Emono omo be clash with Okudzeto Ablakwa. Ayɛka bi pa de achire no. Ko abase Mahama I stranded e Dubai for 22 hours. Omo be blast Okudzeto Ablakwa. How you Penyah block media. Mess was say any dem. Obe like video no under my subscribe button and snap back and the notification icon for the latest updates. Now better why join the mama e will comment section. Mess was so no wa video for so enya bi ahwe. It me think video bebrebe actually mo say Mahama etu kwai. Oko Sunday no enwumre no oko Japan owia no atoa so ekwa Singapore ansa na back to Ghana. As ma kire omu jet ode ko any ade the cost incurred on the jet any ade na busia eno yenka mission ni say Mahama akoduru dada akoduru Japan from Ghana to Japan approximately 26 hours. It go to Sunday evening there. It was like Monday night and go through Japan da. But eno Tuesday and the poppy up said there be Mahama krano or your transit echo see Dubai and or train Dubai for 22 hours. What I say? Odinka transit from Accra to Dubai and or delay Dubai for 22 hours. Omunchi nyane say and jet na Mahama de kono na whole lot just same baby what I say? Say Mahama kwaka Dubai for 22 hours. Oh Dubai. Onya jet and found too quiet. Ana Obakaya, Okudzeto Ablakwa in opposition. Now man phone because was a private presidential jet in the top of front there. Ablakwa got say there be. Plain engine I am yansa. But I pass say I don't just say about to me so president a bit me jet no.
But the reality is that if that is what the presidency wants, then it means that we need to have a policy or make that conscious decision, whether it's you, the parliamentarians, or the political elite, or as a country, that we need a presidential jet, a new presidential jet. What do you say?
It is clear to me that the charter arrangements that President Akufo-Addo has been pursuing was just to herald this. They were preparing the grounds for this big announcement that a new presidential jet is needed. Let me serve notice that we on the NDC side in Parliament, we have discussed extensively amongst ourselves. We are not going to support this purchase, the purchase of a new aircraft, because of a number of reasons. One, the current presidential jet is fit for purpose. As President George Weah has told us in our faces, it's very fit for purpose. There's nothing wrong with it. Number two, the current presidential jet, if you read the Hansard of 19th March 2008, we were told by the then Defense Minister, who is now National Security Minister, Honorable Kandapa, that our jet has a 20-year lifespan after it arrives. It arrived in October 2010. It's done barely 11 years. Next month it will be 11 years. We are nowhere near 2030, where you can start discussing a new aircraft.
Ebetima is for the next 30 years. Meaning, so now you're playing engineer there. What's your Obetima is jet no? For the next 30 years, and when you say we still be a quarter of a go for about any soon, jet engineer me and Sabago Penase, 80 million Obetima manage. I say, it's a good for any soon. Now, a bar says Mahama Agwaka Dubai for 22 hours when you jet and to Queen. No, Anna, poor Adom Otchere Odi Ahenkan abomuwie. In fact, Omapake Kamadu the pa. Edachere Okudzeto Ablakwa say, no, enti Anna Mahama enam sa amane we nyinam na no asmo kan yenti. Na atane baka e fight Mahama.
This amaye dinsamfo pa o e wo man yi mu. Edi entimi to wiemhyan ni bi.
Obele no to.
Ye ni sika de beto wiemhyan ni bi. Your friend say
wiemhyan na ho no ye betima yusu from this time up to 2030 said by Ononyanfo Okudzeto Ablakwa, current minister for foreign affairs. Aye.
And our president echo train ya 22 hours.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Sir, we see the amubo kwakuo. Afe na wuti ni suo. Well, a mabuni bi amudo mo agya manwese mu no. A post any popularity in a video mukwa gym. I'm telling you. Me say me honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa marriage.
But your friend is saying, ma omu ni na no asemachi. Now the right thing no must be done.
Tie.
The right thing.
I say man na no asem no man resign.
Presidential
the right thing.
Presidential jets no ye to a enye President Mahama nko a na betinemu. President bia obebe bia e betinemu bi.
And a Ghana man penino or a Ghana
seminars adie no.
Ghana man penino or a Ghana.
Enya ni wunya rehu kwan say o president who president.
Yes.
No oti baby anko 40
Nano 70 biama else enya kukudo ni ma o ma ho do so de bia meka ne edi akoma mu ni etimu dem down Okudzeto Ablakwa utin so anyeye mampani ba no wo hye wanu nyam eno do kwahye Minister of Foreign Affairs
edi wa wo
hye o ma mampani komu yi a
oh there
we kamene wa se de unya kukuduo kwatra Adom FM se me se de nanado ha lu pedu kwan no se na ai mampani ma ba no mame aso bi koda no mpo no ha lu pa resign ko kama pani tu de to a was my resign ni amenya gide we yampanifo mu se mu yo si ade yo na da no mampani odi zabu lu pre o my Ghana ye dizabu se benya wiemhyan e de me ye mampani na manedwumadie aye ahohare so na mane bambo na pomuden 22 hours o mampani ko tell Dubai
I got 2 hours not
one day na me small boy kwa me go Dubai kwa me na me ko Iran me ko transit to Dubai me di how many hours oh me small boy danger kill abobo
65 years
hallelujah eti ya ba sira mampani si apane chow man fo Okudzeto Ablakwa asem ne nya asem Ghana fo mo yenta mampani achi yen to wiem hyem ma ye mampani no onfe ni dwuma no mani tumpon ma yen ani ahia no Okudzeto Ablakwa de e de boni a che no yen se de no o Kenya no otana na do kwa no oni nyina so biada wo se lu pebetwa yusunu from this time up to 2030 yama mampani go fo lu pe we o ego rema no wiem na na se de si kwa ya kan wasema wi ya sama mampani amfo monta fufro tofufo na lodina ofie tofufro yeta wachi Ghana kan unwia wo de twasi wa maye na mampani akodi 22 hours e wo Dubai
yeah in fact I know
na oni eno so sare ka be mayo ko ya mampani enkonkotena airport wo enka ne nan so se wo twa ne next flight ye babuku hotel e di amano wa home oni me mpanifu ekoi ya menaduane
no extra cost
mo
hey
so de aye ho o mamu ha amanyosam
in fact amanyosam ya hwe ni yi a wo ho ebebubu yen
mami uru afise na do we president otuni to no Okudzeto de na betudwa eno ofolu prewen eno dwale owiem eno
hwan
wo to ni nyoma owiem enya dwale no dwale wo to nyoma owiem ya tan ya ho keke
ena wona mkra na nsu oto a ya careful bia na
sebe na do hu
edware
how ya no ne sana me
ena wa hu
ni panyina na betima di mampani Ghana ha mampani mama due kafra wate. But forget it. Come and buy a lupre for the good people of Ghana.
No. Because it's not for you and your personal property. It's for the state.
President, we are sorry. We are really sorry. President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, was traveling from Accra to Japan. 20,238 kilometers. Japan is 9 hours ahead of Ghana. So what's the time right now? So it's 9:36 in Accra. The time in Japan is 9 hours ahead. So it's 9 o'clock. So you go from 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It's 6:30 a.m. in Japan. The president traveled 20,000 kilometers. He traveled, as the story says, on Emirates, which is okay, which is understandable, which we appreciate. He traveled on Emirates airline. He traveled in first class, quite comfortable, and then he got to Dubai. We understand that in Dubai, from Kofi Tonto and others on social media, that the president left Ghana on Sunday evening but arrived in Japan just today. He waited 22 hours in Dubai, had to use a train for about 2 hours to Tokyo from Tokyo to Yokohama, as Empire FM said it, the president had to suffer because of petty politics. Yes, petty politics. Petty politics. Politics that is animated by hatred. That's why I'm sad today. Because of somebody's ambition for power, he denigrates a president so much so that another person becomes president and he's afraid to make a decision in the interest of the president's safety, in the interest of the president's comfort so that he can think, in the interest of the president's security so that he's confident to present his case. President of Ghana is sitting at a location in Dubai, 22 hours. What kind of security is provided for him over there? He's not in the comfort of his Jubilee house, where all the security is available. The Ghana Armed Forces are available. The Ghana Police Service is available. National security is available. But here, he's in a location outside his country, and he's not in his own plane. He's sitting in a location 22 hours. Why? Because of terrible politics. Bad politics. Never again. We should never encourage that again. People encouraged it. Hey, Akufo-Addo is bad. Akufo is bathing in the air. He can't bath in the air. When Dominic Nitiwu stood before Parliament and said that the presidential jet is not fit for purpose and that the president cannot even freshen up in it. Hey, come and see cartoon. The cartoon, they had the Daily Guide guy. What's his name? I can't remember his name. There's a TV3 guy. Both of them are very good. Tilapia put cartoon. Then they have Akufo-Addo with some boxer shorts and he's holding a pail. He's pouring water on himself and he's sitting in some aircraft. And one by one, the votes of the party was winning away. Ghanaians were getting upset because they trust politicians. And this politician here wanted to make a meal out of something that was about national security. So President Akufo-Addo travels, he comes. Oh, Akufo-Addo thinks we don't know. He traveled and he came back in a private jet. He arrived at 1 a.m. I saw him. He thinks that he's hiding. People caution that this is very dangerous. Publishing the president's itinerary is very dangerous. Nobody listened. Of course, the prices were high. So if prices are high, we all don't listen. I'm guilty, and that's why I'm rendering an apology to the president. I'm guilty. I had occasion to go and complain. Why is the president flying this, Other people complained. I remember in one of my complaints, one of them, I won't mention his name, he said, oh, clear off. Why are you following the NDC propaganda? And I said, this NDC propaganda is going to cost us the election. I'm guilty. I feel very guilty. Because I love President Mahama. He's a nice guy. People love him. Why should he? If President Mahama is not president of Ghana, I can assure you, he's not going to sit in any airport for 22 hours. Why would he do that? Why is he going to do that? The only reason why President Mahama had to be cocooned in an airport for 22 hours is because he's president of Ghana. If President Mahama is not president of Ghana, having been president before, there are many things he can do. He can call on his friend. He can call on another head of state. He can do so many things. And since Akufo-Addo traveled to Nigeria recently, I don't think that he used any commercial plane. He's former president. He can call on his friend, please pick me up. President Mahama would have. But today, President Mahama is frightened. How is he going to call for a private? Hey! This is a president whose brother has a private jet. Think about it. Think about it. This is a president whose brother has a private jet. And the government of Ghana could have paid for the private jet of the president's brother. The president's brother is not the only Ghanaian who has a private jet, mind you. There are Ghanaians who have private jets better than Ibrahim's plane. I know that. Ibrahim knows that. Everybody knows that. We know them. They don't want their names to be mentioned. So we will not mention their names. They have two. This individual I'm talking about has two private jets. Oh, at least you know Magdan. Magdan, you know. I'm not talking about Magdan, but Magdan we all know. Magdan has said he has a private jet, so we can repeat it. Magdan has a private jet. Government of Ghana could have paid for it. But President Mahama is afraid to do that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but he is afraid. Why? Because of bad politics. Terrible politics. The people who are renting houses at Airport Hills, their politics is what has brought us here. Terrible politics. And then today he's foreign minister. How is he going to manage it? Foreign minister, you should be making the calls and say that we are arriving at Dubai on Emirates in the morning. Can we get a plane to take us to Japan? Because the president has to address a meeting there. He's marketing Ghana. So how much would it cost? Of course, we all agree that we can't go for an exorbitant cost. Private jets have different series. We just need a plane to carry the president from Dubai to Japan in basic comfort. We don't want him to have a plane that has a jacuzzi, a plane that has champagnes popping from everywhere, a plane that has this and that. No. We just want a plane that takes about 12 people, President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Presidential Aide Joyce Bauer, Minister of Trade Hannah J. If the Minister of Finance Atuforsen is there, he's on it. Attorney General Dominic Ahi. Yeah, 12 key people. Secretary to the President, Dr. Kalistus Mahama. 12 people to just carry the president from Dubai. So when the president gets off the plane in Dubai, security is arranged. They hang around with him and say, Mr. President, where's your bag? Pick it, quick. Oh, the plane is ready. When you get to Japan, you can have breakfast. It's fine. We'll just fly. It's about, 5 hours. We'll be there. He gets into the plane. He can have access to his phone, check what's happening in Ghana, call back his spokesperson if he's not with him, call back his chief of staff and say, Chief, we have arrived in Dubai. We are heading for Japan. Everything okay? Everything is fine. After the funeral, good. Everything good. He say, chief of staff may regale him a little bit with some jokes and say, Mr. President, the people are complaining about your smoke at Christ the King, blah, 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 but that's funny. They all laugh. And then they move on. Quickly, they get to Japan. He's ready for the event. It's the foreign minister's job. But here is a foreign minister who, because of bad politics, will now saddle our president to sit in one place and wait for 22 hours. Why? Why do we do these things to ourselves? Just because of political power. The NDC would have still won the election without all that tirade about Akufo-Addo's private jet. The NDC would have still won the election. And Akufo-Addo's record shows that he was flying the same Emirates President Mahama flew to Dubai. But then when he has to connect from Dubai to some place, he gets to Belgium and he has to connect and he has to wait. You have seen all the Eugene Ahen statements. Akufo-Addo had to wait 17 hours somewhere. Within that 17 hours, he'll be back in Ghana. He was coming to Ghana at 3 a.m. so that he's in Ghana for the next day's cabinet. We say no. No. Now President Mahama left. The battle started on Sunday. Hey, there was a private jet in Ghana. What was the private jet doing? Now, those who were complaining about the private jets were not complaining because they think the president doesn't deserve it. They were complaining because they thought they had observed the double standards of a foreign minister in opposition and in government. The double standards is what they believe they had observed. Nobody is going to quaver about the president of Ghana flying a minimal, basic private jet so that his schedule, if the president is going to London, and they say, but you're going to London, British Airways goes. Why do you take private jet? That's understandable. I don't think President Mahama will take a private jet from Accra to London. No, he'll go with British Airways that goes every day. But when he gets to London, and he has to go to Argentina from London, or he has to go to Sao Tome and Principe before he comes to Ghana, what else is he going to do? Even the Black Stars, we take private jet for them sometimes in the history. Because the situation is terrible. Why must he be waiting in one place? It's such a security risk. It compromises the security of the president of Ghana for people to know that he is in a location outside his home base for 22 hours. I'm sad. I'm truly sad. This kind of politics. What can we say? Well, Mr. President, we are sorry. We are really sorry. You have to blame your foreign minister. We are truly sorry about this. And this got on its way onto the campaigns. People were talking. Akufo-Addo. Here we are today. Vindication is always in the womb of time. Vindication is in the womb of time. For young people, let's not practice this kind of politics. It's terrible. And it will always come back to bite you. After 4 years, when he's no longer foreign minister, what are people going to say to him? What is he going to say about anything? What has he been able to say about anything? And that I will resign. If the president takes the power, I will resign. If the vice president takes, I will resign. Look at the situation that happened to the vice president. So unfortunate. We should have let the vice president returning from London sit on British Airways, an elderly woman who is unwell. How can we do that? How can we accept that as a nation? So they chartered the plane for the vice president, and rightly so. But look at him. Look at him eating back his words. Is that what politics is about? Politics, is it about this? Is politics about this? I'm so sad. I'm so devastatingly sad. John Dramani Mahama, we are sorry. We are so sorry. Your foreign minister. Oh,
Ubetwa Otchere Odi Amame. Ewo comment section. Penyah Block Media. Accra.